Today, Precarious plays
Phantom Brave. I'd like to cover a few things about what I did in between sessions just now.
Okay.
The game recommends that you have about, like, I think it's like 7 or so active fightery types, you know? But the thing about that is they don't give you a lot of money at the start. Class variety is low, recommendations are low, and 2 out of the 3 characters that they start you off with, aside from Ash and Marona, don't really fit that advice of, like, active battlers, you know?
Okay.
So what I've done is I now have 7 characters. There are going to be a few more later. I'm not going to try to I don't want it to get out of hand. But you have Marona, who has a unique function and is just mandatory in every battle. Ash is just sort of, I think, specific but good. I have created a Valkyrie, who complements Ash pretty well. Ash, his forte, if you look here, he's pretty good at physical and special, but I'm mostly going to be having him use physical stuff. And then the Valkyrie is going to do special attacks instead. This is January. She's a witch. They are very powerful at just about 1 or 2 things, blowing things up with magic, right?
Okay.
This is a soldier. They suck at everything, but they still have an important value in that their remove stat is much higher than any other characters at this point in the game. I'll have to show you what that means later. Healer is interesting because the healer is one of the classes that they give you at the start of the game, because whenever you speak to her on this map, this is actually how you heal your units between battles.
Oh.
You can't heal and revive between battles. I think that they automatically heal and revive between chapters, but outside of that, you need a healer on this map to fix everybody up.
Oh.
So they happen to also be good at actually playing with, like fighting.
Okay.
And then finally there's a merchant who I'll level up a little bit, I think. Probably off screen, mostly. Because this is another character who just has an important role on this map, but is not crucial in the field.
So you live here.
Yes.
You attract ghosts.
Or
phantoms.
Create them. It's nebulous.
Vague. Okay. Phantoms happen. You then deploy them and assign them as needed on this island.
Yes. So check this out. I love this little effect.
Aww.
Following the cursor.
That's pretty. This whole game is quite pretty. I think I said before, I thought that I was going to be bothered by pixels and the combination of pixels and clean sort of painted stuff, but I think that it actually looks really good together, and I think that it has a lot to do about how detailed the sprites are.
Personally, I think that the weirder thing is that there's a third graphical style.
Hey, isn't that the possessed chick? She doesn't look so tough.
Which are the 3D maps. And that occasionally pushes it a little over the edge for me, all 3 of them. But I understand, like, the sprites are probably the most practical form of art they had for representing characters.
Yeah.
At the level of quality that they wanted to.
Yeah.
And then the backgrounds, it's like they're static. Having someone paint something attractive is much more economical than having someone try to model this in 3D.
Yeah.
And then the maps, that's, again, just the most efficient way, the most cost-efficient way of representing a 3D space. And they wanted you to be able to, like, spin the maps around.
What's the
I think that they just did an excellent job about matching the art styles between the different
There's gotta be better
techniques of illustrating. That's what I'm trying to say.
This generation
It all
just
looks fine
doesn't know when
together.
to keep their voices down. Methinks he's planning to fight evil with evil. You know, like fire.
He sounds like a thief.
Huh. Was that a little bit of subtlety there? Or was that just coincidence? They were just talking about the Elder.
Exactly. He's taken every jewel on the island. Not that there were a lot. What's more, he's taken all of our food as well.
That's terrible. Who would do something like that?
Many people, you innocent sweet
What, I
thing.
paid you to figure that out? Ah, I'll give you a clue.
If you had a clue... We're here to help you, man.
All we know is that he's in the White Wolf Army. Oh, who knew they'd sink so low?
The White Wolf Army? No way!
And here it is. And now everybody, I think, has a little panic. Yeah.
Oh,
Ash had spoken without thinking. His outburst alarmed the townspeople, as only Morona could see him in his phantom form.
okay.
Ah, who said that?
Oh, just the spirit that I'm channeling. No big deal. Nothing spooky. I didn't hear anything. Okay.
Sorry, Morona, I didn't mean to shout. Anyway, listen to me. You need to refuse this job.
What?
Why?
Think about it. Who's the strongest raven? Raphael, the leader of the White Wolf Army. So skilled that
This
he's
is
one
a...
of the 9 swords of
I don't
Ivoire.
know... I always waver on what I now think of as the Quoth effect.
Yeah.
Because you know how the Name of the Wind starts, where it's just like this list of titles and accomplishments and legend lore on
Yeah.
a character?
Yeah.
A lot of it feels like a bit of an exposition dump. I feel like the reason why the Name of the Wind gets away with it is because
You've
it
signed
goes...
up.
Well, no, it just... You haven't signed up for shit. If you just pick up that book and it is your... If you hadn't basically forced it on me, that's the kind of thing that I probably would have turned the audiobook off and not gone back to it. If left to my own devices. I would have been like, what a bunch of nonsensical fiddle-faddle, right? This is just a bunch of word vomit. None of this means anything to me.
Right.
This is it's masturbatory. It's somebody just being like, oh, look at all of my fantasy accomplishments. And this borderline, this is on the border of that for me, because they were just like, here's the White Wolf Army, here's Raphael, who's the best raven, the leader of the White Wolf Army again, and then he is one of the 9 swords of Ivoire. That's a lot of in-universe stuff that it's...
It sounds impressive, though.
But it's like, where's the line between intriguing and faffery?
I don't know.
We wouldn't stand a chance.
You're right. We'll just negotiate. I don't like lots of fighting anyway.
That isn't what I...
Shut up, Ash, I already accept the job.
We'll just talk to him.
Don't worry, Mr. Elder. I'll take care of everything.
This green girl has my heart.
Oh, it means a lot to us. I'll for your success.
Don't worry, we won't have to fight him. You just wait.
We'll talk him down.
Yeah.
Him and his big old sword arm.
I hope that that's true.
Oh, no.
No, we're gonna
it's
have
still
to
a
fight
game.
him.
It's still a game about fighting, most of the time.
Oh, dang it. I believe that she would be able to... I mean, she can... Is this a sentient? Is this a people of the island?
It's got little glasses.
Well, people put glasses
What are
on
you
all
doing?
kinds of
Do
things.
you want to end up possessed too? Stay away from her. Do you hear me?
Oh.
Stay away.
Whatever,
Bye.
you're weird.
Oh, it gets worse later. I just remembered what happens with that character.
Morona.
It's okay, Ash. One day.
One day.
All right. I can skip the lesson because I actually played this game for about 15 hours fairly recently to prepare for this. So, do we have a little bit of time in this episode still?
We could probably do 2 more minutes without it being way too long.
Okay, then I'm going to, because it's just one enemy, let me explain some of the basics of this combat. Compared to Disgaea, which I think I have described in the past as just being, like, it's a lot, right?
Yeah.
You have so many functions in Disgaea compared to other strategy RPGs, and weird, I don't want to say nonsensical, but in some ways kind of, it's sort of a free-for-all, right?
Whimsical?
Yeah, it's like, it's sort of messy because you have like the geo tiles to deal with and
the stacking and throwing.
And like the stacking attacks.
And the exploding printies.
Yeah, and it's a lot to take in. This game has a lot of that, but it's even messier because this has it's not grid-based.
Yeah.
You just have like these movement radii, I guess. Radii, whatever. The point is, things can get messy really quickly, which is why I don't like some of the moment-to-moment gameplay as much compared to Disgaea, because it's like they looked at Disgaea and they were like, this needs to be weirder. Like, moment-to-moment gameplay needs to be a little less organized. So let me explain. This is a tree that exists in this map.
Okay.
I think that introducing protections here was probably a mistake, but it is receiving protection. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just confine Ash.
Let's go!
So this is Marona's power. Marona's power.
Did she just turn a tree into ash?
Marona's power is, she has 2 powers. She has like a life and death, like, I can't remember what the icons stand for by the, like the schools of magic are, by the game's text.
Mm-hmm.
But confine, I'm pretty sure it's either matter manipulation or it's time manipulation. I can't remember which. It may be both, because I think haste might be in there as well. And then chartreuse, this is that symbol. It's for like necromancy, healing type spells.
Mm-hmm.
So these are her 2 powers. She can understand phantoms with chartreuse, and then she can confine them. She can summon them to the field with this power. So she has used an object on the map, a tree.
Yeah.
And she has confined Ash to that object, and now he exists in this world in a very immediate physical way until his remove value underneath his HP there is depleted. And that's number of turns.
Oh, okay.
And then he's gone for the rest of the battle after that.
So this is how you call people into action.
Yes, and they are effectively... See, that's one thing that I love about NIS strategy titles. Or, yeah, Nipponichi. Yeah, okay. I love these strategy titles because they constantly play with the conventions of... They sort of like blend together what armor and characters and consumable items and terrain effects are. Like, I think one of my favorite examples is in another game, Soul Nomad. Terrain effects are, I think, more like equipment, and then equipment, they are consumables. Like, you can use up armor for a battle to give you a bonus.
Yeah.
And other characters are more like what you would think of as equipment for a main character who's like the leader of a unit.
Uh-huh.
So you sort of like pick a leader that really defines the group, and then you augment their statistics with a number of helpers, and you make like a little squad on a 3x3 grid.
So this has the player using all of the same skills that they would develop within the standard genre, but it plays with how those are presented constantly.
Yeah, and...
Did you just pick up a tree?
I did pick up a tree.
Maybe?
And hold on, I'm gonna throw it out of bounds because it provides a protection to that, which is gone now. So you see like how it had a little 1 above it before?
Yeah.
Now that is gone because it was sent out of bounds. Are you getting a sense for why this is so messy?
Yeah, and do the number of items, not items, but objects on the field limit the amount of people you can have on the field with you at once?
Heck yeah, right now
and then can other enemies like destroy those things before you can get them possessed?
Yes, or they can throw them out of bounds.
Oh my god, this is so much!
And it gets even weirder because whenever a character is removed,
yeah,
they have a chance of taking the object back to the Phantom Island with them.
Uh-huh.
Which is good, but it also could be very bad in the short term, especially
because then you're down like a slot, like a
summoning slot.
And this happens roughly at random?
Yeah, I think there are some characters that are better at stealing. Because that's what it is. It's called stealing.
Okay, this is going to have to get much weirder tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that I can beat this guy up.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, really, my options are incredibly limited at this point in the game. Oh, poor Marona. She can't physically hit people. I need to get her a staff, but one isn't available yet.
It's okay. She has limitless imaginary friends. No wonder she's not all that bad off. She's fine.
It's so weird because, like, right now, Marona could pick Ash up and then use him as a weapon. Because everything, this is what I'm talking about. This is fundamental to the game, and I know this episode is going on a little long, but it's not the kind of thing I want to split up over multiple episodes. The uniformity between characters and objects and equipment in this game is confounding and fantastic. Because like right now, if I were to lift this, see?
Yeah.
Now my attacks are modified because I'm carrying someone.
So they're modified by a rabbit?
Well, yeah, but I think so if I were to pick Marona up, and then I can use Body Swing. So the weapon's a man, and now I'm gonna attack with Marona.
What? Oh!
We did it, Marona! Good job, Ash! She's like missing teeth and has her black eye. She still gives the thumbs up.
Oh my god. What just happened? This is the best.
It's very obvious what just happened. Let me explain, because you're too much of a dodo to get it. A small girl summoned her god uncle into a tree. Then they punched a rabbit for a while. Then someone got bored. The god uncle picked up the little girl and beat the rabbit to death with her. Easy. It's incredibly obvious.